Hello, I'm Dennis with MainWP and welcome to MainWP Live. I'm here today with Miguel Neto of Jetpack, and today we're not only go over the Jetpack scan and protect extensions, but also go over how they work in the background with Jetpack. As I'm sure everyone watching is aware, the significance of WordPress security and being vigilant at all times is of the utmost importance, and that is why I'm happy to have Jetpack Scan and Jetpack Protect included in our MainWP extension bundles. Before I bring Miguel on, just a quick housekeeping. If you're watching on Facebook, you need to go to ecam.live/connect to participate in the comments and Q&A. Once you do that, that'll allow us to see your name and image in the comments. We will also have a brief question and answer session at the end, so add your questions to the comments as you have them. Now let's bring on Miguel. Hi, Miguel.
Hello.
Hello. Miguel is the team lead for Scan Team, which develops both Jetpack Scan and Jetpack Protect. Miguel, do you want to tell us a bit about what you do with the Scan Team and what got you into website security?
Yeah, as Dennis said, I'm the team lead for Jetpack Scan. We developed the product and we're continually improving the Jetpack security offerings. And I have a few years of experience with website security, and it's something that I'm very passionate about.
Oh, nice. So it's good to have you on so you can explain that portion of it because I know how the extension works, communicating with the API, but I don't know what's actually happening in the back end of Jetpack. So that's great that you're over there. Before we jump into the first one we're going to go over is the Jetpack Scan extension. Are there any technical aspects you want to go over with the Jetpack Scan before we actually jump into the extension? The real benefits of Scan when to the user.
Yeah, I can give an overview on how it works on the backend, if that's fine.
Sure, absolutely.
So Jetpack Scan is a complete solution that scans your site for vulnerabilities. It does a bunch of different things, such as scanning for malware, scanning for vulnerable plugins and themes, scanning for some common misconfigurations that may have security implications on your website. It works pretty much by scanning your site's files daily. So we fetch all your site's files every day, we scan them, and then report anything that we find. We have automatic scanning daily, but you can request some manual scanning by demand if you think that something's going on after like your daily scan already happened. Since scanning happens on our servers, there's nothing that site owners need to do to get the most updated signatures running. Everything is updated on our end, and every time the scan happens, you'll be getting a better version than what was scanning yesterday.
Okay, and I believe one of the things you also have is that included with the scan the web application firewall? Is that also included in the
Yes.
scan? Okay, and so that's always updated and protecting before you even get infected. The the firewall's protecting you before that even happens most of the time.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the web application firewall is a layer in the code that tries to block malicious requests before they can do any harm to your site. We have one on Jetpack Scan, and we have a team of security researchers that are continually updating the rules, so you always get the most up-to-date rules if you are a subscriber.
Okay, and your API that is connected that uses updated information you've collected from multiple places and things that you've seen actually try and hit your firewall. Is that correct?
Uh, yeah, the firewall is part of the plugin, so it runs on your site. So the way it works is we generate some PHP code that runs before everything else on your WordPress site. And if we identify a malicious request, we just block the request and don't let it get processed further down the line. For more security-minded advanced users, we have the option to set up those rules to run before WordPress even loads. You can set it up those PHP files without prepend file on Apache or something like that, and they can get evaluated before WordPress is even loaded on your site.
Okay, sounds like yeah, great. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Jetpack Scan extension. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the demo site, and so I'm going to bring us into the page. And what we have here is our Jetpack Scan extension. And for our MainWP users that are watching, this is going to look fairly familiar to you. It's our standard setup. You have your site, your jump to WP admin, of course, the URL of the site. Here's where the extension is coming in and showing you some information. You got some WordPress issues, some plugin issues, and some theme issues here. Now, hopefully, when you install yours, it's going to be all green. We did pre-seed all these for the demo so that we would actually have things that we could attempt to fix live. So hopefully, when you plug yours in, it'll be all green and wouldn't have all this red all over. Last check date, that was the last time the scan was run. If Jetpack scan is active on your child site, if those credentials are correct, what version of the site you're using, of scan you're using, and if it's hidden on that site or not. And as with anything else with MainWP, you can, of course, remove anything you don't want to see, such as if you don't care if it's hidden or not, you can go ahead and remove that, and then just save your settings, and you can also drag and drop these as you wish. And it'll remember where they are for next time. Also on this page, you can request a rescan. As Miguel was talking about earlier, it'll scan daily, but you can also do like a demand for it to be scanned. Now, we have found that sometimes it can take about 2 minutes per site for that to actually run through. And we'll see, notice our current time is 6:13 on all these. Let's see if we sync our Jetpack scan, it might update those already for us. So we'll just wait for those to sync up for us, and that could take a few seconds. Anything you want to add in on that scan, the request scan on that, Miguel?
You mentioned that you preceded stuff with like themes and plugins vulnerabilities, but another feature of scan is that we scan for malware files as well. So if your site was compromised and someone uploaded malware on it, we're gonna catch it.
Okay, perfect. And let's go back to our overview here. Okay, and we see that those have been updated. I gotta update our time on the site, but according to the WP admin time, they're all just updated. And one of the special things about using the MainWP extension for Jetpack Scan is you can get a custom coupon that gives you 40% off your Jetpack Scan. And that coupon will just go directly from there. Then we can jump to our Threats tab. This is going to show you all your threats. And let's take a look at, say, a plugin threat. And I don't want to pick on any particular plugin. These are just ones that showed up in our list when we were just testing that. So this is telling us it's a current issue. Oh, let's go here. This is telling us it's a current issue, but it's a low severity. So let's go ahead and, if we drill down into that, what did Jetpack find? Well, the plugin found has a known vulnerability. But if you want to learn about that vulnerability, if you're curious, you can just press this button. This is going to take you to wpscan.com, and it's going to tell you exactly what the plugin is and what the issue is and what plugins it was affecting. Once again, not picking on any particular issues, just one we happen to have here. And let's go ahead and try and fix a threat live. And it's going to verify, do we want to proceed? Before we do that, let's point out how will we fix it? Jetpack Scan will update to the newer version. So we're going to go ahead and fix that threat. And we're going to wait a few moments as it reaches out to the API. The API is just going to check, and their fix has been requested successfully. And then we'll just wait for that to come through. You may need to sync your dashboard again for that to come through. And that's going to be getting fixed in the background. So you can leave this page and come back, and you'll see the changes. And you can also check your history to show you any changes that I've done. So for example, on this website, if we check in on our different issues that have been fixed, you can see fixed and what the severity was: suspicious, high, low, and even some that we ignored just in our testing. I'm not sure how often in real life you'll want to ignore a threat. And then add app just allows you to add your API to connect, and you got to use your Jetpack API to connect here so that Jetpack can run through your dashboard. And one of the things we added was this Manage app that allows you to add multiple APIs. For example, if you're having your clients pay for their Jetpack scan, you can add their individual APIs in there and keep track of them from here. Miguel, is there anything I missed on there that you'd like to go over?
Oh no, I think you covered everything.
Okay. And let's take a look now at Jetpack Protect. That's a bit different than Scan. Just off the top of my head, one of the things I noticed is that you don't get that instant notification, and you need to wait for a rescan. That's correct, right?
Yeah, so Jetpack Protect is the standalone plugin where we consolidate all the Jetpack security offerings. So what we also offer on the Jetpack Protect is a free version where we scan for plugins and themes on your site for free. So we report any vulnerabilities that we find on your plugins and themes, and that's included in the free subscription. If you have the scan subscription, you can do everything. You can see all this information that we can see on the extension here on the Protect UI as well, and you can also manage the web application firewall and the other security features there as well.
Okay. And those are the major differences. And also, as Miguel pointed out, Protect is free in WordPress.org. It has been separated from the main Jetpack plugin. It's its own plugin just under Jetpack Protect. And that plugin is free. And also the Jetpack Protect extension is free. That is included in the free bundle. Scan is a fee service that you pay a fee to Jetpack. And it's also only in the Pro extensions. That would be the major difference from our end, not as far as how things work, but as far as the cost structure.
And for Protect, if you use the free version, you still get some WAF features. For example, you can set up IPs that you want to block, and every request for that IP will be blocked, and that works for free.
Okay, fair. So I wasn't even aware that it had that feature in it, the application firewall. So it's a nice new thing. And actually, one of the things we learned, I jumped over it from the Jetpack scan, is in our extension, it requires the full Jetpack plugin, but we did just learn yesterday that we can switch that to just require the Jetpack Protect plugin, and we'll have an update to that extension early next week. It's currently March 23rd for anybody watching after the live, so we'll have that out to you guys early next week. Any other major differences that you want to go over, Miguel?
No, I think that covers it.
Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the Jetpack Protect extension and how that works. I'm going to jump. We're already in the demo site here, and I moved it around so that we could be in the correct place here. Once again, it's a standard layout for anybody who uses MainWP. You have your site name, your URL, any WordPress issues, plugin issues, theme issues. Now with the Protect extension, we also have file issues and database issues. Your last check date, again, this can't be changed like it can on Scan. This is just going to run, I believe, every 24 hours. Is that correct, Miguel?
Yes, every 24 hours.
Okay. And then this column is showing you if it's connected, the version of Protect you're running, and if it's hidden on the child site or not. Once again, we preceded all these sites to have issues. Hopefully you would just have all greens all across here. Let's just go ahead and take a look at our vulnerabilities page here. And this is just a basic breakdown of the vulnerabilities that are on the site without all the other information. And we can just go down through, and let's say we take a look at this particular site, and we see it has 4 plugin issues. Let's check this one. And that'll bring up the actual plugin information if you click there. And then if you click over here, you can see the plugin. Once again, what's the problem? And we can again see the actual technical information. And again, not picking on anybody. And then we got 2 options here to either update that or delete. We can update that plugin. And that'll take a few moments to go through. And once we sync that site again, wait for that to close. Now you're going to see this spinning cog. That's telling you that you have performed the update, but that the Jetpack Protect hasn't rescanned it yet. So that gives you a little visual clue while you wait for that next Jetpack scan to come through. And let's go back to our Jetpack Protect. And then you can see as you go through all the different information there. Um, Anything I missed on that on Jetpack Protect, Miguel?
No,
Okay.
I think there's anything I missed.
Anything else you wanted to go over on Jetpack Protect, or specifically the differences between Jetpack Scan and Jetpack Protect? Anything else you wanted to add in there?
Yeah, it's not really that they have differences. I think they are complementary things. Like if you have a Jetpack Scan subscription, your Jetpack Protect plugin will be able to do more things. So they're really complementary solutions, I think.
Okay. And I'm not seeing any questions come in, so let me just go ahead and bring us both back on here. And I'm just gonna, if anybody wants to ask a question, we'll be here for just another moment. But if you're on Facebook and you want to ask a question, remember you got to go to ecam.live/connect so that you can connect in. All right. And was there any differences I missed that any final things you wanted to go over?
I just want to share something. I read a post by Bill Gates this week that is titled "The Age of Artificial Intelligence Has Begun." And he says in it that the recent developments on AI is revolutionary as the internet itself was, and I agree. But at the downside of having all that, like AI is making computing more accessible and easier for people who don't really have technological, like they don't have tech knowledge, and that has the downside of really lowering the bar for cybercrime. So I think that in the upcoming years and months, security is going to become a really big concern for everyone. And tools like Scan and Protect can really help people without security knowledge to defend their sites.
Okay. Yeah, and that's one thing I didn't even think of. That AI, I know like it's writing code now, but I of course didn't even think about it can also write malicious code if you give it the correct prompts.
Yeah, there's been a few articles already about people using ChatGPT and stuff like that to write malware. So it's something that's happening right now.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Wouldn't even have crossed my mind, but that's a good point. And these will keep your systems will keep an eye on it. They both have the web application firewall. The scans is just a little more robust. Is that correct? Than
Yeah.
protect. Okay. Um, that's great. I think we've touched on everything that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, is there a place people can reach out to you if like your Twitter or anything like that, or if somebody had questions specifically for you?
They can reach out to my mail. It's miguel.neto at automatic.com.
Okay.
People can just send me an email.
All right, and I'll add that into the descriptions for anybody. Twitter or any other socials that you want people to reach out to you at?
Uh, no, I recently quit Twitter.
I'm not very good much on social myself. All right, and remember, everybody, just go ahead and download the Scan or Protect extensions to your MainWP dashboard and be better protected today, especially from the AI that Miguel says. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, you can, of course, find me at MainWP or at dennis@mainwp.com. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to hit subscribe to be notified of the next MainWP live session. And we'll see you later. Thanks again, Miguel.
Thank you.